Hello and welcome back to another strategy video. In this one, I'm taking a look at the daily breakout system. A little heads up, this is an Australian dollar Japanese yen hourly chart, and these period separators, these dashed lines, show us every 24 hours. That's vital to know. It's a little easier to do it off the 1 hour chart as you can get some granularity. You can do it off the daily chart, but this just makes it a little bit more visually easier to deal with. And I have a couple of trades here that would have fired off. You can see that I have a couple of rectangles, and what these represent, in this case at least, is the high of the trading session. So day one here, you can see that we kind of drifted sideways a little bit. At the end of the day, will draw a rectangle or some type of marker to show where the day peaked out at. I would also draw a rectangle on the bottom to show the lows. Now in this particular case, we broke out to the upside, and that's where you enter. You enter on a break above the highs from the previous session. This ensures that you're going with momentum. It's easier to do with the longer term trend, but some traders will take it in both directions. When you place your order and you go into the marketplace, you put your stop loss at about 50% of the previous day's session, allowing that perhaps the breakout could be a false breakout. If that's the case, you take a minor hit. At the end of the next day, the day that you've entered, you mark the highs again. So as you come into day 3, and day 1 is really just the reference day. I should probably say that. Day 2 is actually the day you enter. But as you come in day 3, you then put your stop loss at about 50% of the move. You can see that we broke higher again, and then this being the Sunday, early Monday Asia, you can either ignore that or play it. And for this demonstration, I'll go ahead and play it because the result would essentially be the same anyways. But as you can see, we go into day 3. My stop loss is here. We finish day 3. We break to about here. Well, then I just put my stop loss here at about halfway through day 3. You can see we eventually drift a bit lower and then break down. So in the end, in this particular move, you got this entire area of profit. And the nice thing about the daily breakout system is it's very simple. It's very mechanical. You just check it at the end of your daily trading range. For many people, that'll be midnight GMT, but it might be different with your broker. You place a trade above or below, and you just simply follow, covering half of the previous session with a stop loss. This allows you to either take a small hit or gain from a trend or a momentum move. One of the most simple trading systems, and you can see it already has a built-in safety mechanism. Half of the day's range isn't that much typically, but it might be larger here. So it really comes down to your comfort level. There's a lot of different tweaks on this, but this is a very basic trading strategy that tends to do quite well over the longer term.